Here we go. Beat the Odds, an NFL gambling show here with BTO Media. Episode 2, Week 1. I'm Michael Merlo. That's Bo Dragon. Bo, super pumped. Football is back. Kicking it off with Thursday Night Football. Then we have Friday Night Football in Brazil. And then, of course, the full slate Sunday. And then, of course, Monday Night Football, which I'm pumped for. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But, Bo, how are you on the day? It's Christmas Day. It's the opener.
I woke up this morning. I put up Instagram. The first thing I saw was an NFL on CBS hype video with Jim Nantz commentating it. I was like, dude, it is Christmas. It's here. Like, we've finally gotten to the point where we have football Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, every single week, college football included, but every single week for the next 18 weeks minimum. So, Mike, I'm just happy. I'm just happy today.
We are here. We've made it, and we are going to give you some great picks all throughout the season, including today. Cannot wait. We're going to start off with our expert picks, then move to Punt or Profit. We debuted this last week with a couple of future bets. Now we're talking about this week's upcoming bets, Punt or Profit. The 2-minute drill, we're going to spin a wheel. We're going to get a number, and that is the number we have to create a 4-leg same-game parlay for with any of the Sunday or Monday night games. We have a little Thursday Night Football, Friday Night Football preview, and then our Sunday night parlay. Bo and I are going to create a parlay for every Sunday Night Football game this season. We're going to do that at the end. First, though, Bo, we are going to start with our expert picks. It's going to be a point system, 1-point pick, 2-point pick, 3-point pick. Guy with the highest points at the end of the year is the winner. Bo, I will let you lead this off. Let's hear your 1-point pick.
Okay, I'll start it off this week. Our very first expert pick segment. My 1-point pick of the week is Bucks at Falcons. Falcons plus 1.5. I like the Falcons this week. I think their defense matches up well with the Bucks. Believe me, I'm very high in the Bucks this season. I love their offense, but I think the Falcons offense matches up pretty well. Now, week 1, there's a lot of injuries for the Bucks, right? Chris Godwin is doubtful. He's probably not going to play. That's okay. They have Emeka Egbuka now, so he'll have a bigger role this week. I really like him. I took him as our offensive rookie of the year last week. Tristan Wirfs is down, though. That's a huge loss. That's a huge loss. And I have a lot of questions about this defense. But now going to the Falcons side, why I like them, maybe even if they weren't as injured, the Bucks, this offense is amazing. I mean, we haven't seen much of Michael Penix yet, but what we're about to see is going to be insane. I'm pretty high on this guy. I like his connection with Drake London. I like Bijan Robinson. I like Kyle Pitts enough. That offensive line is okay enough as well. But this is a really good team, and I think it'll be a pretty fun shootout. The spread is close. Falcons plus at home is an easy take for me, I think. I think I'm taking Falcons plus 1.5 with my 1-point pick.
I don't hate the pick at all. I think when you look at Atlanta, they're good in the interior, on the offensive line and the defensive line. They'll match up well in this game. And like you mentioned, no Wirfs, no Godwin. The Bucks are a little banged up. I do not hate this pick at all, especially in the Dome at home where Penix is going to be the most comfortable. All right, my 1-point pick. The Seattle Seahawks plus the 2.5 at home against the San Francisco 49ers. Now, but let me read off a couple of stats because these stats are going to come back to us for my 3-point pick. But I'm just going to read these off, okay? Home divisional underdogs since 2018 are 10-2 against the spread in week 1. Since 2010, they are 23-7. Well, I have a home divisional underdog in this game. You just gave out a home divisional underdog. And the trends look good for you. The trends look good for me here. I think Seattle matches up well against this team. That Seattle secondary is going to be one of the best in football. And the receivers right now with the San Francisco 49ers, nobody really loves them. They're going to come into the season banged up. I think this is a really good matchup for Seattle. I'm getting the better defense at home, getting points. Give me the Seahawks plus the 2.5.
Gotta say, I love that pick. And the Niners are my second team, really. But that Seattle defense, especially that secondary, oh my God, it's loaded. that whole defense is loaded, and they have a good enough offense right now with Sam Darnold they acquired. So it's kind of like we'll see how he does in Seattle. I'm not too sure about I don't think he's going to have the same season he did last year, especially with Kevin O'Connell. But they also got Cooper Kupp. And yeah, Cooper Kupp might be past his prime, but he's still Cooper Kupp, and he's their number 2. JSN is their number 1. So, Mike, I like that pick. But transitioning to my 2-point pick, we have the Lions plus 2.5 at the Packers. And this is a very controversial game. Yeah. I will say to start, the Lions are getting most of the money this week already. So people aren't that high on the Packers, Micah Parsons Packers, as we've seen in the media maybe. I don't think Micah will have that big of an impact week 1. I think he'll get off to a slow start. Maybe we'll see him on a pitch count. I don't really know what's going to happen with that yet because of his lumbar spine.
Yeah.
But really, this Lions team, I think they have the best roster in football. Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, Terrion Arnold, Aiden Hutchinson's back. All those players, some of the best in football. 3 of those players were Defensive Player of the Year candidates last year before they got hurt. So I love this team. The offense didn't change much. Obviously, the coordinators are the 2 big ones, but they still have Dan Campbell. Hopefully, this offseason, the coordinators worked it out. They were able to learn everything and step up into their leading roles. This Lions team, though, as we said last week, I have them going to the Super Bowl. I have them losing in the Super Bowl, but it's a must-win week 1 divisional matchup against the Packers in Lambeau, plus 2.5. I love that. Give me it.
Yeah, it's an interesting game. It's an interesting line. Even before the Packers had traded for Micah Parsons, the line had actually flipped. The Lions were minus 1.5 basically all summer long. The line then flipped, became the Packers minus 1.5. And the line has continued to move, obviously, with this trade. Now, Parsons is going to need injections to play. He's no guarantee to play in this game on Sunday, but I don't have this on my board. I'm just going to be a spectator on this one. But the one thing I'll say is if I had to pick a side, I'm on the opposite side of you here. I would go with the Packers because I think the world is going to be on the Lions plus the 2.5. And it makes sense. Like you mentioned, they're one of the best rosters in football. Getting points. They beat them last year early in the year in Lambeau. But I don't know. I would probably lean Packers. But interesting. You're taking probably the public side this week.
I am. Well, that's a good foreshadow because we have a lot to talk about the public side.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
My 2-point pick is something that I am very excited for. I am pumped to watch the New York Jets this weekend. I have the Jets plus the 2.5 at home. This is since 2015, 28-32-2 against the spread as road favorites. That's the Steelers. Fields is looking for revenge here. I don't like Tomlin on the road as a favorite. I try and avoid that. And that's what Tomlin is right now with the Steelers, with Aaron Rodgers in his first start back at MetLife Stadium. And by the way, everybody's going to talk about the fact that Aaron Rodgers is returning to MetLife Stadium and it's revenge, this and that. How about the fact that Justin Fields was in this organization last year, was benched after going 4-2, and they had a chance to bring him back to be the starter this year, and they were like, nah, we're good. Like, there's revenge here for Justin Fields as well. And I think Justin Fields is awful. One of the worst quarterbacks in the league. I will not hold back on my hatred for Justin Fields, but I think he has enough in this game to cover the number, and I think they win the game outright. At home, low scoring, defense and running the football wins it. Give me 16-13 Jets at MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree with that. I think the Jets are going to run the hell out of the ball. But the thing is, I don't think any one of these teams is going to score a touchdown this week. So I think taking the spread for the Jets is a fair pick because it's going to be a really close game, in my opinion. Mike, I like that. I like that pick. Okay. My last pick, and then your last pick.
Yes.
My 3-point pick of this week, of week 1, is Raiders plus 2.5 at the Patriots in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Christian Gonzalez is still hurt for the Patriots. I don't like that at all. When is he going to play, first of all? I feel like he's been hurt every single week since he's been drafted. But the one thing that people don't necessarily realize about Drake May is last year he had 7 straight games with an interception. And the first one on that list against the Titans, he had 2 interceptions. So last year he had a 55 quarterback rating, and that's out of 100. I don't love Drake May. I get the hype. I think that he's going to be really good, but this year is not his year. And of course, this Raiders defense is not crazy, but I think Max Crosby is enough to disrupt his passing game, and the Patriots offensive line is not good enough either. So I'm going to say this right now. I'm not that high on the Raiders this year. I don't love Ashton Genty in his rookie year. However, I still think they take this game, and getting them at plus 2.5, in my opinion, is a bargain. So the majority of the money's on New England, and that's what we were just talking about. When the majority of the money's on a team and it's a close game, you take the other team 100% of the time. I don't care if you like them or hate them. So I'm going Raiders plus 2.5 for my 3-point pick. So just to sum it up real quick before you take your last one, I'm going Falcons plus 1.5. Lions plus 2.5, and Raiders plus 2.5.
I really like the Raider pick. It almost made my board as my 1 point, and I decided to go with Seattle instead. I really like the Raiders pick because I'm with you. I think the Patriots are overrated this year. Yeah. Drake May lost a lot of football games. You talk about the interception. I didn't know that interception stat. That's a really good stat. I'm not a believer in this team just yet, and I do like the Raiders a lot this week. The 3-point pick, back to the divisional home dog. The dogs are barking this week for us. Again, since 2018, 10-2 against the spread in week 1. Give me the Cleveland Browns plus 5.5. They're going to have a chance to win this game outright against the Bengals late in this football game, but they'll lose by 3 or something like that. Joe Flacco can move the football. The Bengals defense is atrocious, and they have Trey Hendrickson back. Great, but still, it's not a great defense. It's not a great defense. So I absolutely love this Browns team where there's still a belief in the building that they can make a run. They can maybe make the wild card. And remember something, the Bengals start off slow every year. I don't care that Joe Burrow played the first half of the first preseason game 4 weeks ago. I don't really care about that. They start off slow every year. It's going to continue. I don't think they lose the game, but it's a close one. Browns plus the 5.5, my 3-point play.
Mike, I commend you because I love that pick, but I was too scared to take it anywhere on my board. I love that pick, though. I have the Browns. I love their defense. I think they have a really good offensive line, too. But this defense is underrated. And years in the past, we loved this Browns defense. Maybe 10 years ago, 8 years ago, oh my God, they have one of the best defenses to the Browns, whatever. That's their game. They're back to that. They have a really good defense. They had a pretty good defense last year too. I don't think that the Bengals have the defense to hold it in the game for them. Of course, I love Joe Burrow. I love Jamar Chase. I love this Bengals team. But, Mike, that's a good pick. I like that a lot. I like the Browns.
The other thing, too, is that Bengals offensive line is going to be one of the worst in football as well, and Myles Garrett's going to be coming after you all day. That's going to be a problem as well. So, yeah, I love
Major problem.
You are going to see a lot of this. Ugly, ugly underdogs. You're lucky I don't have the Saints on here this week. Okay, if I really, really had the stomach for it, I might have thrown them on here. But you're going to see a lot of ugly underdogs. My most bet team last season was the Indianapolis Colts. Somehow, some way, the Indianapolis Colts were my most bet team last year. So it gets ugly. It gets really, really ugly with me. Okay, my picks, just to run through them before we move on to punt or profit. My picks were why am I blanking on them? Now I have to go to my screen. The Seahawks plus the 2.5 was my 1 point. The Jets plus 2.5 was my 2 point. Seahawks 1 point. And my 3 point was the Browns plus the 5.5 at home against the Bengals. All right, Bo, time for punt or profit. Pumped for this. We have a few bets that we're going to read off. These were commented on our Instagram at BTO Gambling. This post will be made every Tuesday or Wednesday before we record. So please, if you have a bet you want to share with us, don't be afraid. Let us know. We are not going to flame you too hard.
Maybe.
Okay, JM Masiri writes, more Burger King commercials than Giants first downs in week 1. You know, a lot of the Giant hate again is coming our way. There's a couple of more Giant hater posts on here. I don't know if you even want to respond to this.
Dude, it's rage bait.
It's rage bait.
I love it. It's rage bait. I love it. No, that's funny. That's funny, but like, come on. I know that's your boy. But
when
like,
when the Giants win the football game on Sunday and the world is shocked. The world is shocked the Giants beat the Commanders on Sunday. There we go. People will start. People will start.
We're not losing this. 8 sacks.
How uncomfortable is that?
8 sacks.
That looked tight.
Yeah, it was tight. It kind of hurt a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like it hurt. Miles DeVert says George Pickens touchdown plus 205. That would be tonight's game. That would be the Thursday night game. Pickens touchdown, paying too much attention to Mr. CeeDee Lamb on the other side. You know the Cowboys can't run the ball. I actually don't hate that at plus 205.
I actually love that at plus 205. I think Miles is a great pick there. Yeah, I think paying too much attention to CD, but also, I mean, they got to pass the ball tonight. They're not going to be able to run it that well. They're also going to be forced to pass because I think they'll be behind in the game. That's the Cowboys. I mean, that's Dak Prescott. I don't know if people are going to hate this, but he has been one of the best passers in the league until he gets hurt or until someone on their team gets hurt because they have just zero depth. But yeah, no, I think with a healthy team, a worse O-line than last year and the year before, but Pickens 205, I like that, especially at plus 205. That's nice.
Yeah, and the secondary for the Eagles a little banged up too. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Trevor Henderson writes, the Seahawks plus the 2.5 agrees with me there on the Hawks. Likes the Hawks with me. Very nice.
Yeah, I like that too. I don't think too many people are going to disagree with the Seahawks pick tonight. I mean, for Sunday, not for tonight.
They're playing it.
But yeah, I think this is a good team. This is a really good team. I think a lot of people are high on Sam Darnold. I'll profit off that. I like that.
Here is a disgusting, disgusting game. The Dolphins and the Colts. Garrett has the Colts minus the 1.5.
Yeah, that's game of the year right there.
I don't want to touch this game, but I think it is the Colts. I am so out on the Dolphins, and I've seen some like hype now a little bit on the Dolphins last couple of days. Like, they're not that bad, and I think the Colts are going to be really bad this year. But I think this is the spot to play the Colts. If there's ever going to be a spot to play the Colts, it's going to be in week 1. I don't know though. I'm not touching the game.
Okay. I'm not touching the game either, but I'm the opposite there. But it's only if the Dolphins are healthy, if Devon Achane's healthy, if Tyreek Hill's healthy. I think this is the one game you touch the Dolphins because their offense could do some damage if they're healthy. Still Tyreek Hill. It's still Devon Achane. Tua, yeah, we don't really know. So I'm going to punt that just because I don't want to touch it. And also Daniel Jones last year, the first like 3 or 4 games, he was actually really good. So I'm not going to say he's going to have a great year, but like I can't rule it out, especially week 1.
I will not. I don't think I'll put money on Daniel Jones this year. Although I'll probably find myself doing it. I'm going to try.
Last year, I mean, the Colts were your team apparently.
Last year, I was betting on Anthony Richardson and Joe Flacco a lot. So I guess I really don't have that high of a bar. Last one from Luca Toggio. Higher total. New York Giants team wins in 2025 or number of quarterbacks to start a game for the New York Giants in 2025. He's going back to the quarterback. Well, this Luca Toggio here. He also likes Jets money line and Justin Fields anytime touchdown. He also commented that.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I should comment anymore on these Giants picks. But I will say, if he's right about this, I might have to suit up. I might have to suit up. I might be the fourth.
They might need a fourth. I'm sure we're going to be getting a lot of these giant rage bait comments for the rest.
And you know what? I love it. I'm here for it. Get me mad. Let's do it.
Get us mad. That is punt or profit. Please comment on the Instagram post on BTO Gambling every week so we can talk about how bad or great your bets are. Okay, Bo, time for a new segment. We did not debut this last week. It is time for the 2-minute drill. Now, let me explain how this is going to work. I am going to spin a wheel. It's from 50 to 99. You're going to see it on my side of the screen here. Spin the wheel. And whatever that wheel says, if it says 77, we have to make a parlay with the Sunday games, excluding Sunday night if we could. We have to make a 4-leg parlay that exceeds plus 7,700 or more. Simple, right? 2-minute drill. We got to go down the field, okay? That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to spin a wheel, and then we are going to create a parlay. We have under 2 minutes to do it. We will be scrambling. We'll be looking on our phones. We'll be talking through things in 2 minutes. There will be a timer up on the screen. Bo, are you ready for me to spin the wheel?
I'm ready. And listen, this is all on the spot. So, this is a real 2-minute drill right here. We got to command this offense.
All right, here we go. The wheel is being spun. Holding it steady.
I see it. Let's do it.
$66.
Okay.
So we got to get a parlay, a 4-leg parlay higher than 660.
Game time. You ready?
It is game time. I'm going to say start, and that's when the clock will go.
Cool.
And we can start. All right. Let's look through these.
Okay, so going back to one of my picks before, I like the Raiders-Patriots game. I was talking about Christian Gonzalez being down in the Patriots secondary. You know what? I'm going to start us off, if you don't mind. I'm going to go Jacoby Myers over 51.5 receiving yards this week. I like Geno Smith in the passing game. I think he'll pass the ball a lot, and I think Jacoby Myers is a receiver. Side note, he had over 1,000 yards last year. I think like 1,100 or 1,200. So a little bit underrated. I like Jacoby Myers in this game.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to go 225 plus passing yards for Michael Penix. That is minus 132, and I'm going to keep track of the parlay. We have a minute to go probably around there. I forgot to set a timer on my end.
Just about.
Jacoby Myers under the 51.
A minute 10.
A minute 10. You have a timer. Okay.
Okay, passing pro. So let me get my...
We have 2 legs. We're at plus 211 currently. We need 1 more leg each.
Okay. Let's keep looking. I'm looking Lions-Packers right now just because that's a game with a lot of heavy rosters. I like that game. Oh, you know what? I hate to be that guy, but Jahmyr Gibbs minus 115 for an anytime touchdown. I don't want to take touchdowns like that, but minus 115 is pretty good.
I like it. And I'm going to go Kyren Williams, 70-plus rushing yards.
Okay. That was under 2 minutes, Mike.
That's under 2 minutes. Let's get a...
Eli
We're
Manning?
definitely over. We're definitely over. I'm just plugging everything in right now.
Yeah, I'm just getting that Michael Penix 225.
Look at
you said, right?
that. Look at that. We're way over the 600, which is fine. We're at plus 1,000. Michael Penix plus 225 plus yards passing. Jacoby Myers over 51.5 receiving yards. Kyren Williams 70 plus rushing yards. And Jahmyr Gibbs anytime touchdown. We will post this with a graphic so you guys can ride. Pumped for this. This is plus 1,000 you can get this at.
I'm placing this right now.
Yeah,
I'm placing this right now. I mean, this is I like this. I like this a lot. But we got any profit boosts on here? By the way, this is all FanDuel. I don't know if we said that.
We are switching. So any parlay odds we use are going to be with FanDuel. It's a great call out. We are going to be using FanDuel. It's easier. We find that more people in our lives use it. So we are going to go with FanDuel from now on. Awesome. That's the 2-minute drill. We are going to do that every week. It'll get smoother as we go on. And I'm pumped for it. This is going to be a real fun segment. We got plus 1,000, plus 400 more than we needed. So super pumped. All right, Bo, let's move on to Thursday and Friday night football. As we get set, we'll talk Thursday night football first. We have the Cowboys and the Eagles. I have said all week that I feel like this game has lost a little juice with Micah not being there anymore. Mm-hmm. And not that Micah's the difference maker, not that Micah is a guy that is going to change the way that you should view the game. Like if Micah played, the Cowboys would win. Of course, he's a difference maker, but he's not going to change the result of the game. It just feels like there's less here. It's not as fun.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that. I like in Thursday night this week. I like the so the spread's 8.5. I like the Cowboys plus 8.5. Might be a little bit of an unpopular pick just because everybody is like, "Oh my God, Micah's gone." But as I said before, they're going to be forced to pass. They have a good passing offense. I mean, CeeDee Lamb's one of the top 5 in the game. So that already with the banged up Eagles secondary, I like that. I like that matchup a lot, especially George Pickens. He's plus 205, I think Miles said, for a touchdown. Or
yep.
I had him at plus 220. So somewhere in the 200 range. I like that. Javonte Williams is now a Cowboy. So I think they'll use him more as a receiving threat, to be honest. So if you want to take his over on receiving yards, it's 11.5. I like that a lot. He was used like that last couple of years. Yeah, and you know what? I'll give you a little score prediction. I think it's going to be 28-20. Eagles take it. So the Cowboys cover by half a point.
Just cover.
The
Cowboys just cover. Yeah, I like the Cowboys too. I can't not take them with plus 8.5 here. But I don't feel good about it, and I'm probably not going to bet the game straight, to be completely honest with you. I'll probably just have a little same-game parlay going at some point. But if I had to make a pick on the game, I would go with the Cowboys plus the 8.5, Dak back from the injury. And, yeah, like, football's back, and I'm not saying I'm not excited. It's just, I don't know. It lost its luster for me. It certainly lost its luster for me. So, on to a game that I think is really, really going to be a great game. And that is the Chargers and the Chiefs. This game is in Brazil. The Chargers are the home team in Brazil. There's no home field advantage that could go anybody's way. This is just flat out even. It's even. And the Chargers are 3-point underdogs. I like the Chargers a lot in this game. I think the Chargers are going to win the game outright. I think the Chiefs start off a little slow. A brand new offensive line over there in Kansas City lost a lot of guys this offseason. And I think the Chargers are going to bring it. I really like this Charger team. You know I do. And if they're going to win the division like I say they are, they're going to have to get this one in Brazil.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. If they're going to win the division, this is a must-win for them. I like the Chiefs -3. That's my pick. However, and I hate to be that tedious, but if it's 3.5, if the line moves, I like the Chargers. Plus 3.5. So right now they're at -3. We'll see if that changes going into Friday. But I like the Chiefs. You can't really rule them out. I think both secondaries are really good. Chiefs had a great defense last year.
Yeah.
I think the one problem with the Chiefs, well, their receiving core, obviously, that's a little iffy. But their left side of the offensive line, 2 guys haven't really played together, rookies there. So yeah, I think this game will be won on the ground, I think. Even though both quarterbacks are pass heavy. Yeah, I don't think it'll be a high scoring game. I think it'll be good. Everybody loves Chiefs Chargers. But give me Chiefs -3. That's my pick.
Yeah, it is certainly a game that I kind of wish was being played over here because it does have a lot of seriously, it has a lot of playoff implications later in the season. And you're playing this game on what we remember from last season was bad turf. Jordan Love almost ripped his knee apart. I just kind of feel I just wish they were playing this game here in America. It's a big, big football game, and it's going to decide a lot later in the postseason. So I like the Chargers. I think the Chargers win the game outright. They're going to run the football. They're going to control the clock, low scoring. Give me the Los Angeles Chargers. All right, Bo, this is going to probably be one of my favorite segments of the show. The Sunday night parlay. Every week we are going to create a Sunday night parlay, whether it's done in the episode, whether it's done on 3 o'clock on a Sunday and we post it as a selfie video, we are going to give you a Sunday night parlay. I have my 2 legs. Bo has his 2 legs. Bo, read off your 2 legs of the Sunday night parlay.
Okay, starting off. So we have Bills, Ravens. Right now, Ravens are -1.5. The first 2 legs I have for our parlay, Mark Andrews, anytime touchdown. He's at +175. I like the plus money. I'm not in love with 175, maybe 200. It would be a lot better. But he had 11 touchdowns last year that led their receiving core. So I really like a touchdown for Mark Andrews, especially maybe the Bills forget about Mark Andrews. Maybe they focus on Zay Flowers, who they didn't have to focus about in the postseason. Zay Flowers did not play that game. So I love Mark Andrews, +175 anytime touchdown. My second leg, Josh Allen under 236.5 passing yards. So obviously that line's even. I think it's -114 right now. Yeah. He had 127 passing yards last game. That was in the postseason. And he had 180 passing yards during the regular season. I know Josh loves to sling it. I think maybe he'll try to start this year off right and win the game. So he's going to try to win it on the ground, which is what he's better at. Maybe that team is better at. So my first 2 legs, Mark Andrews, anytime touchdown, 175, +175. And then Josh Allen under on receiving yards, and that line's even.
I love it because look at Andrews last year, had the bad drop in Buffalo in that postseason game, looking for revenge. So I do like that pick a lot. And it's interesting. You're going out on a limb here with Josh Allen, but I'll trust you under the 236.5. All right, my 2 legs, very simple. Lamar Jackson over 40+ rushing yards. That's at -150. And James Cook, 50+ rushing yards. This would go along with the under on the Josh Allen passing yards. That's also at -150. This gets us to +1,043 on our parlay. More thanks to you with the higher odds picks. But either way, nice. I think Lamar Jackson is going to have to use his leg if they're going to win this game. They're favorites now. The line is flipped. I do like the Ravens, actually. My opinion has completely changed on this game. I actually like the Ravens in this one. But either way, Lamar Jackson's going to use his legs. And James Cook just got paid. I think he's going to be not only a factor in the running game, but in the passing game as well for Josh Allen. I think James Cook's one of the better weapons coming out of the backfield. And Josh Allen relies on him heavily. So give me James Cook, 50+ rushing yards. That's the parlay. +1,000. We'll post this up. Make sure you guys have it. And ride with us. We're going to do this every Sunday, and we're going to hit a bunch of them. I was threatening Bo last night. I was like, we better hit a couple of these. So we are going to hit these parlays.
Yeah, I think we are. I think this is a good one, too. Also, I will mention that 74% of the money is on the Ravens tonight. I really don't know how the Bills are home dogs. I feel like that's one of those, Orchard Park's one of those places that, that's a pretty high advantage. Same with Lambeau to play at as a home team. So, yeah, I like the Lamar pick. I think he had almost 1,000 rushing yards last year. He only had 4 rushing touchdowns. Yeah. But he did, I think it was 915. I don't know how I remember that, but he had 915 rushing yards, if that's correct. And James Cook, if they're going to win the game, it'll be on the ground, I think. So, I think this is a good parlay, Mike. I think we're starting off strong.
I love it. And that's going to do it for Beat the Odds Week 1. We'll be back Monday, I'm pretty sure. Quick recap of the week and looking ahead to the Monday Night Football game, which I am super pumped for. That'll be Monday. We'll give you the information when we have that, when that will be released, or if we'll be live. We might be live. For that.
We might be live.
Check us out next week. Thank you so much for listening, and we will talk to you guys next week. Enjoy all of the football.